Hey friends, it's John from Salesaurus, and I'm out and about with my buddy Chris, visiting some discount stores looking for good stuff. We've got 2 Rosses and a Marshalls on the menu today. First up, Ross Dress for Less. If you're not aware, these discount stores often have really great deals on modern toys that they couldn't sell at normal retail. This location was no exception. Right off the bat, I found something very exciting, this Richard Scarry's Busy World action figure. I'll have to stick out to the end to see if I brought her home. This was a pretty empty section at Ross. They had, you can see, a NECA gargoyles, a lot of Funko Pops, always a bunch of those scattered about. Got some Minecraft, some Imaginext, Star Wars. A lot of, toys actually for kids, which is fine. It's totally fine, nothing to be upset about. I was actually tempted by this plush Cubone, but this time around I stuck it out, held strong. There was a beeping. This is something that has bothered me for years. Every time I go into a Ross, literally without fail, there is a security tag beeping, usually from the shoe section. I don't know why no one ever stops it, no one ever goes over, and I guess once you turn it off, it's just gonna get kicked off again. Here at the front was where most of the action figures were. This was on the way to check out. They had all of these Transformers and NECA figures, good old Skibidi Toilet. This Tooting Terrors Jigsaw was actually pretty sweet, and just a random wrestler. Never heard of that guy. But that was it for the first Ross. Our next stop is a good old Marshalls that was actually right next door to one of the Rosses that we visited. I don't typically go into Marshalls when I go out looking for toys because, well, they all pretty much look like this one, and they all typically have children screaming. I did think this little knockoff Game Boy was kind of interesting. It's the kind of little console that you can have a lot of fun with for about a month before the battery burns out. And I do really like these little Sonic figures. Mostly I'm into the little critters, like the little... They had the Hornet there, but I already got that guy, so left him alone. This was leading up to Easter, so they had quite a few Easter items scattered about. And, no candy, though. What's the point of Easter without candy? They did have these rip-off Pokemon packs. If you haven't seen my previous video about those, you should check it out. It's very informative. But if you don't have time to watch that, just don't buy a pack of cards that's not a sealed pack of cards. That's the quick bit of advice I can give you there. That baseball homer is pretty cool, but I think my top price for that is probably somewhere around $5, and I believe it was $12 at this place. I continue to be very fascinated by the endless supply of Lafufus. I feel like every time we go to a new discount store, there's a different Not a Labubu that I see for the first time, and I can't help but pick that up. And another thing I picked up is this little Barbie. It's like Barbie Mini World or something like that. I actually bought several of those. I think they're kind of fun. I love toys for my toys, and those would make a nice, little. If you wanted your toys to play with Barbie, those would do it. Now, there was a kid and his mom having a very intense conversation right at the end of the aisle. Couldn't really understand what they were talking about, but it seemed real important. I do like this Voltron. I don't really like this Voltron, but I just like Voltron. And, even though it's a pop, I still took a look. We got Dark Magician. Who doesn't love Dark Magician? I guess not me enough to bring that Funko Pop home. I did come very close to bringing home this really strange 3-pack or whatever, 4-pack? 3-pack of bootleg Transformers. I found it very interesting that the smallest one in the box was a knockoff of Optimus Prime and the largest was Bumblebee. Pretty interesting little cheap space toy too, you know. I guess when you're in a place like Marshall's where there's just really not that much that you're actually interested in, your standards of interest go way down. And I find myself picking up things that I would never even look twice at a real store. We did get out of here pretty quickly, but on the way out the door, I found it funny. There was some candy at the register labeled 6-7, so there you go. Now here we are at our final visit. This is the second Ross Dress for Less location. And as it turned out, this was the one we should have gone to first because, well, they had a lot. The very first item that caught my eye was this plush Reptar. Unfortunately, this plush Reptar did not have an actual price on it. It looked like someone had peeled off the bottom of the price sticker. So the only thing that was left was the suggested retail price, which was like $30 or something. I don't know where they get these numbers from. They'd have quite a large selection of Star Wars Black Series figures, a couple of the werewolf guy from the Skeleton Crew, which I thought was pretty cool. They had some G.I. Joe Classified Beachheads, the Conjuring Universe Crooked Man, which that's an awesome figure. If you don't have him and you have any interest in just a cool, weird, freaky toy, can't suggest him enough. He's a lot of fun. A couple of Mandalorian Season 3 Elite Praetorian Guards. Couldn't pass that up for $6. I did not pick up the hologram Star Wars Black Series. I've bought a few of those on clearance, but every time I buy one, I'm just a little bit more disappointed than I was with the one before it. But you know, at the price they're asking, like, you can't really have too high of standards. Chris hit the mother load here of Marvel Legends Electro from the Spider-Man and Doctor Strange movie. We got the Jamie Foxx, but it's not Jamie Foxx. $10 for that guy. Seems like a pretty solid deal, so I ended up grabbing one to stick in the hoard. I do love that Agumon, little Digimon guy. I actually have one sitting on my desk right next to me. But I did not buy one that day. These little horror minis that they have they're very puzzling to me because they're not mystery minis. They're not. Who was that for? You know, I guess you're just looking for the odd Pennywise fan in Ross Dress for Less. I do find it kind of interesting that these discount stores have been getting all of these anime statues, sort of. They're the kind of thing you would see in a crane machine.
Someone stole a track.
Oh boy. That's probably the only way they were going to get rid of that. There was a empty box of a Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon that someone had 5-finger discounted. It's a pretty common thing to see at Ross, especially. It feels like their employees don't really care too much, and the parents who bring their kids in here care even less. So a lot of times you'll find the remains of something. And if you're lucky, it's not something cool, so you don't feel too bad about it. And here we found the best item of the entire trip. Oh baby. Star Wars The Acolyte retro card box set of 6. It's one and done shopping, baby. We got it all right in one place. And of course, you gotta look everywhere at least 3 times, and I spared you guys that. I only showed one pass, but rest assured there were many more. I believe the last thing I saw here that I thought was interesting, down on the bottom shelf there's a little Monster High little car, just for your Monster Highs to drive around in. And by just your Monster Highs, I mean any action figure that you'd care to put in it. Well, that's going to do it for our trip, but stay tuned for the haul coming up next.
Don't look.
It's inappropriate. Did you want to see the stuff I got from the discount stores? Because that's what this is here. If not, I'm not sure how you got here, but you know, what was it? We went to 2 Rosses and a Marshalls, and this is all I got to show for myself, anyways. Okay, so the first thing, and the thing I'm sure you're all just ranting and raving, how could he get so lucky to get this item when I don't? It's this Star Wars The Acolyte retro box set. Oh baby. All 6 of your favorite characters from your favorite show, Star Wars The Acolyte. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I liked The Acolyte alright. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't great. It wasn't the best thing in the world. But you know what was cool? Getting a bunch of old Kenner style figures of these interesting Jedi and you know, this like Night Sister lady over here. And you know what? The best thing about it all was getting all of them for only $20. I don't know if they were ever sold for $67, but $20 is a heck of a lot easier to swallow. For figures that I didn't need to own these things, but you know what? Pretty happy to get them. In kind of the same ballpark here, we've got this this Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka show. I think I liked that show better than a lot of people maybe, but I am a big fan of Rebels and all of that nonsense. And it was really cool to finally see Grand Admiral Thrawn in real life. Now, I noticed in the store, I kind of feel like this face looks more like Giancarlo than this guy, than Mr. Mickelson. But you know what? $5, I'm gonna open this thing and I'm gonna have me a little Grand Admiral Thrawn to boss all my toys around him. So that was pretty cool. And then the last thing that I picked up for myself to keep was this Busy World, Richard Scarry's Busy World Sally the Cat reaction figure. Again, $5, much more reasonable price for these reaction figures, even though I do really like this one. I mean, it looks great, and I really hope that I come across some of these other characters. Like, I would be very excited to get me a Lowly Worm, and I guess if it comes with Huckle Cat, that's nice too. But you know, I would buy every single one of these for $5 a piece. I'm not even gonna have to think about it. All right, well, that's all I got from Ross, and I didn't get anything from Marshalls. But normally on these haul situations, I like to open a pack of cards, and I didn't buy any cards, so how about we open this Gremlins pack? I've been really excited to open one of these since I got it at the Louisiana Card Con. What was that, 2 weeks ago? It's from 1984 from Topps. I've only got 2 of these things right now, so I'm blessing whoever watches this video with a a glorious opening of these Gremlins cards. And I guess really I'm blessing myself with these cards. So see what the gum situation is like. I always like to try and get these wrappers off without tearing them too much if I can, but some of them you're kind of at the mercy of time. Alright, well, our gum is stuck to the back of one of our cars, but let's see. Okay, not too bad. Not a biohazard situation just yet. Okay, let's see what card the gum has assaulted. We have Evil of the Gremlins. Are they just making a mess? It's kind of hard to tell what's going on there. After nibbling on Roy Hansen's sandwich, the Mogwai forms into a cocoon. And then something, what does that say? Something quite dangerous hatches from inside. Unaware of this transformation, Roy becomes the first human victim of Gremlins. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I was actually terrified of the Gremlins, despite them. It's mostly a funny movie. I mean, there are some scary moments, but like, I was definitely probably a lot more scared than I was supposed to be. We got the old I don't think we would call him that nowadays, but it's on the card, so I guess it's okay. Alright, I guess that's, rookie card. Alright. We got Along for the Ride. Look at that cute little guy. Toy Department Peril. What would you give to be free in that toy department today? Like, go back in time, just get access to all that stuff. Oh, look at that artwork of Stripe. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, we'll put that on the table too. We got the science teacher. I like that Billy reaches out to somebody, authority figure, to help answer some questions about the Gremlins, but he's not really able to help too much. Splashwater, Corey Feldman causes the deaths of all these people. Blowing up the theater. Oh, the mom, she was such a bad mother? Is that acceptable? She took out, like 4 Gremlins all by herself? You have the poor little guy in a cage. And then our last card is our sticker, often the best card. We have a very mopey looking little gizmo there. I'd say that's probably the best one. Let's see. But it's so awkward to hold these together. So I think we're gonna put the sticker on the table, and then I'm gonna hold these while I talk to you. Maybe I'll just hold Stripe. That'll be better. So that's all I got for you for this video. Thanks for hanging out with me while I walked around in the various discount stores. As you can see, things are starting to get back to normal. We're getting some new shipments of stuff in, so it's definitely worth checking them out if you haven't hit them lately. But if you're like me, you probably hit them every week, whether there's anything there or not. Until next time, let's all try to be cool, and I'll see you again soon with some more cool stuff. Bye.